Federal government prepares national agribusiness policy mechanism to stabilize food prices. Health financing crucial for attaining universal health coverage, Health Minister says, for Nigeria to address its health concerns. And IMF applauds Nigeria's reforms, urges support for vulnerable citizens. This is the late evening news at NTA News 24. Thanks for joining us. I am Comfort Fashim. Federal government is set to launch the National Agribusiness Policy Mechanism to strengthen agricultural productivity, stabilize food prices, and drive economic growth. During a meeting of the Presidential Food Systems Coordinating Unit Steering Committee at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Vice President Kashim Shettima said the initiative will align agricultural efforts across all government tiers through real-time data analysis. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jabrila reports.
The project is part of broader initiatives aimed at transforming the country's agricultural sector through data-driven policies and public-private partnerships. Signed between Nigeria and Brazil on March 17, 2025, the Green Imperative project is a $1.1 billion initiative aimed to modernize 774 mid-sized Nigerian farms with Brazilian agricultural technologies, creating jobs and boosting productivity across the nation. One of the first proactive decisions by government to prepare for the flooding season, Vice President Kashim Shettima said President Tinubu has approved 15 billion naira for the National Emergency Management Agency to prepare for flood as the rainy season kicks in.
And we have to get it right. Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's get it right. If we get it right, we have had many interventions in this country. So let's work as a team. Let's work as a family to actualize our goal. This country has to work. So I want you to work closely. For the past 50 years or so, we are very good at organizing seminars and talking. But let's walk the talk.
The National Agribusiness Policy Mechanism aims to address challenges of high food inflation and agricultural yields that lags 60% behind global average, as the pilot survey has been completed across 13 states with a full launch planned for June 2025.
The Green Imperative project, it should as much as possible speed up the takeoff of the project, because the impact it will have on the food production in this country is going to be marvelous.
We have applied so many technology, reducing the cost of productivity, reducing the let's say, the efficiency and the productivity of the farmers. So we expect to, let's say, to have the same results here in Nigeria.
The private sector today has made a commitment to support the National Agri-Data Planning Program so that we could have the first pilot.
The program, supported by Data Analytics Partnership and a digital platform under development, is designed to tackle food inflation, inefficient subsidies, and outdated farming practices to give the country a unified framework to optimize public spending and drive sustainable rural development. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has renewed her call on all government agencies, private sector partners, and other critical stakeholders in the health sector to recommit to the fight against malaria with urgency and resolve. This is in a message marking the 2025 World Malaria Day, where she notes that malaria is not just a public health challenge for Nigeria, but a national emergency as the nation bears the heaviest global burden of the disease. Harping on the need to work hard in order to reverse this trend, the First Lady describes the theme for the celebration as "Malaria Ends With Us." Reinvest, reimagine, reignite, and this is as both a call to action and a message of hope. She highlighted the need to renew investment in life-saving interventions, increased awareness, and to revive the collective commitment needed to end malaria once and for all. Malaria ends with us, with our voices, our choice and our actions, she says, while calling on Nigerians to ensure that their environments and surroundings are clean and free of stagnant water, which serves as a breeding ground for mosquitoes. In another development, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, has met with top officials of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank to address challenges in global health financing. The meeting, held on the sidelines of the IMF World Bank Spring meetings in Washington, D.C., provided a platform for the minister to engage leading global donors and philanthropists. He shared insight on how future investments and cooperative financing mechanisms can be better aligned to meet Nigeria's health priorities. The discussions reflect President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ongoing reforms in the health sector, which continue to attract global attention and foster greater international collaboration. During a bilateral meeting with the incoming president of the World Health Assembly, Professor Pate reiterated Nigeria's commitment to expanding localized health services and attracting investments in domestic manufacturing, particularly through strategic partnerships in the Asia-Pacific region.
The demand potential that we have as a large country, and I think given our low base, we see that as an area of growth. And finally, the resilience. One thing we've learned from COVID is to build resiliency, and health security is an important pillar within the context of Nigeria, in the sub-region, but also globally. And to do that, taking advantage of digital technology, taking advantage of private sector investments. For the value chain, we have 77 investment cases already, 22 major projects costing 5.5 billion, and all of it will come, we expect, private sector. 7 will in terms, and so we feel that the value chain is actually, we can optimize it.
The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has applauded and acknowledged Nigeria's bold reforms, including the removal of fuel subsidy and unification of the foreign exchange markets. Director, African Department's International Monetary Fund, Abebe Salese, emphasized that while these measures were necessary to address unsustainable macroeconomic conditions, addressing the short-term hardship they have caused is key. Lydia Sampson reports.
Although Abebe Emre Selassie, Director of International Monetary Fund's African Department, painted a cautious picture of the region's economic trajectory, Nigeria was acknowledged for embarking on bold economic reforms. He noted the short-term hardship occasioned by the reforms, particularly higher inflation and increased living costs. Selassie stressed the importance of directing savings from subsidy towards targeted social protection programs to cushion the most vulnerable Nigerians.
Interesting to note is that we've been really impressed by how much reforms have been undertaken in recent years, most notably trying to go to the heart of the cause of the macroeconomic imbalances in Nigeria, which, of course, are related to the fact that oil subsidies were taking up a very large share of the limited tax revenues that the government have, and not necessarily being used in the most effective way to help the most vulnerable people. The issues related to the imbalances in the external side, with the exchange rate extremely out of line. So it's been really good to see the government taking these on head on, address those.
To strengthen Nigeria's economy, Selassie recommended maintaining macroeconomic stability, restoring market confidence, and ensuring well-coordinated monetary and fiscal policies. He also underscored the need for open communication with the public to build trust and support for ongoing reforms. With sustained effort and careful policy calibration, Selassie believes Nigeria can achieve more inclusive and sustainable growth. The latest regional economic outlook for sub-Saharan Africa highlights both progress and persistent vulnerabilities across the continent. Selassie noted that while some countries are seeing improvements in macroeconomic imbalances, such as declining inflation and narrowing budget deficits, growth remains insufficient to significantly reduce poverty or tackle developmental challenges. From Washington, D.C., Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The House Committee on Customs and Excise has frowned at the abuse of import duty exemptions by corporate bodies, saying the nation is losing trillions of naira in revenue as a result. Chairman of the committee, Leke Abejide, stated this when he led members of the committee on an oversight of customs commands in Zone C, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ipe reports.
Right from arrival at the Port Harcourt International Airport, the House Committee on Customs and Excise, led by Leke Abejide, inspects customs facilities and proceeds to the Zone C headquarters to receive briefing from controllers of 9 area commands across the Eastern Zone, covering 11 states. Security challenges and poor road network around the seaports are listed among factors militating against trade facilitation and revenue generation.
Some of the challenges we face was the underutilization of seaports in the Eastern Zone, which has in turn affected importers who bring in cargo and vessels into the Eastern and Southern region.
The implementation of the federal government directives of concession on selected food items affected the revenue generated by the command, as over 34 billion was lost from August to December 2024.
In March, which I said we have a shortfall, there were reasons. In Enugu, we only have one bonded terminal, so majority of our own bonded terminals are in Anambra, and there were a lot of insecurity issues at Anambra, where even our officers, some were being attacked.
The committee advocates greater sensitization on payment of 4% free on board value on imports towards implementation.
It's not additional increments of payment because they are dropping 2 charges. The only difference here is that there are some foreigners that come in the name of coming to invest in Nigeria. They will now bring finished goods and get ITEC, import duty exemption certificate. They will not pay duty and custom gets nothing on it. So even if they get ITEC, custom will still collect their 4%.
Members of the committee also inspected the condition of the Port Harcourt seaport and the efficiency of customs operations at the port. Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Nigeria Police has expressed its readiness to work with the Nigeria Forest Security Service, NFSS, to tackle insecurity. Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, made the statements during a courtesy visit to NFSS Commander General Joshua Osatimehin in Abuja. Egbetokun, represented by Deputy Inspector General Bizigu Yakubu Kwazi, praised the NFSS for its contributions to national security. He noted that if the bill for the NFSS is signed into law by President Bola Tinubu, the service will be better equipped to protect the country's forests. Osatimehin thanked the police for their ongoing support and highlighted their role in training NFSS personnel since the service was established in 2016. John Meche, NFSS Deputy Commander General, commended Osatimehin's leadership and acknowledged the police and DSS for their collaborative efforts in strengthening trust between the agencies. We take a break now. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Baffy Furniture Easter Sales is on. Enjoy unbeatable furniture deals with up to 50% off on our luxurious Turkish sofas starting from just 2.8 million naira. Get a smart bed for only 7 million naira plus 25% off our luxury collections. That's not all. Enjoy free delivery and installation in Abuja, Lagos, Enugu, and Kano. Visit any of our showrooms or shop online to take advantage of these incredible offers.
The fight against crimes in Olama Borough local government area received a boost as the Inman Ultra Modern Divisional Police Headquarters is inaugurated. Solomon Aiden reports that the Kogi State Commissioner of Police Reform performed the inauguration ceremony on behalf of the Inspector General of Police.
The ultra-modern police station equipped with advanced facilities is a product of police public relations, donated by Dr. Ali Ibrahim, an Imani-based philanthropist. The station is to serve as a beacon of peace, security and development in Imani community.
As we commission this headquarters today, we are not just opening doors to a building, we are opening avenue for enhanced security, improved response time, and strengthening relationship between our community and the police.
Kogi State Commissioner of Police, Mila Antawaye, highlights the importance of community policing, urging the people of the community to jointly police the area alongside security operatives. He emphasizes that safety and security are fundamental to the well-being and prosperity of communities in promoting economic growth, social stability, and individual freedom.
We also recognize the opportunities that this new police station presents. With modern facilities, advanced equipments, and dedicated team of police officers that we have deployed to kickstart this police station, we are better equipped to tackle the security challenges of our time, especially in Olama Borough.
This divisional police headquarters will not only serve as a safe haven for our law enforcement officers, but also as a beacon of hope.
With this modern facility and dedicated team of officers deployed to man the station, the force is better placed to tackle security challenges in the community and beyond.
To this we do by the grace of Almighty God.
He commends Dr. Ali Ibrahim for the gesture, appealing to other well-meaning Nigerians to emulate him. In Imani, Olama Borough local government area of Kogi State, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
Powering hope behind bars. That's the new drive for the Nigerian Correctional Service as it partners with the Rural Electrification Agency to bring light to custodial centers across the country. At the heart of this collaboration is a win-win proposal that could transform both security and energy access. Victor Azu has the details.
In a system where darkness can often feel more than physical, a flicker of hope may be coming, this time through actual electricity. The Controller General of Corrections, Sylvester Mwakuche, led his team on a mission to the Rural Electrification Agency in Abuja with a clear ask: power our custodial centers.
I'm here on their behalf to see how we can extend that which your agency preach, which is light and life, to take it into our custodial facilities.
It was more than a courtesy visit. It was a call for partnership, a pitch backed with need, numbers, and the promise of mutual benefit. His host, Managing Director of the Rural Electrification Agency, responded with both data and open doors, sharing a slideshow of the agency's interventions in underserved communities. From clinics to schools, the images painted a story of connection and capacity. And then came the commitment to intervene.
We normally sign memorandum of understanding with government agencies for us to create synergy, and we will reach out to your community, we will energize your community.
But the deal wasn't just about solar panels and mini-grids. The Correctional Service, which controls vast stretches of land across the country, offered those lands for the siting of rural electrification projects. If successful, this partnership could illuminate more than just facilities. it could brighten the path to rehabilitation and reform. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
The Senate Committee on Tertiary Education and TETFUN said budgetary allocations would be made next year to facilitate the establishment of ICT centers across the 774 local governments in Nigeria for seamless conduct of the computer-based examinations of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB. Chairman of the committee, Senator Muntari Dandute, said this while observing the conduct of the examinations at some centers in Abuja. The committee noted that although JAMB has about 900 ICT centers where the exams are conducted, they do not cover the entire local government councils, and this is a challenge for candidates in rural communities seeking admission into universities and other tertiary institutions.
Set a standard of making sure that no any person will be admitted without the due approval, without passing the exam. So this is commendable, and I think it's timely to support and enhance educational system in Nigeria. Our essence as lawmakers is to ensure that all Nigerians are supposed to study in Nigeria.
Over 2 million candidates registered for the UTME this year. And the Minister of Labour and Employment, Muhammadu Maigari Dingyadi, wants trade unions to key into transformation agendas of the federal government and play a vital role in making Nigerian workers and citizens understand their sustainable benefits. The minister was speaking when he represented President Bola Tinubu at the first quadrennial delegates conference of the Trade Unions Congress of Nigeria, TUC, which witnessed the re-election of Festus Osifo as national president of the union. Joseph Otsen reports.
It is a delegate conference that coincided with the 20th anniversary of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Muhammadu Maigari Dingyadi, is here to represent President Bola Tinubu in solidarity with the Nigerian workers. An avenue he uses to remind the workers about government efforts to promote decent work, leveraging digital technology to create more jobs.
One, promoting fair labor practices. We will strengthen labor laws to protect workers' rights, ensure safe working conditions, and eliminate exploitation. Investing in skills development.
Other solidarity messages came from President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joseph Ajero, and other top personalities asking workers to unite and drive social safety nets based on international best practices.
Very important. The cost of living index, we need to look at it. How does it affect an average worker? The manner at which the minimum wage was implemented in the local government, for teachers, for workers, in the formal and informal sector of the economy. These are some of the issues.
The occasion later culminated into the election of 17 national leaders and appointment of 2 secretarial staff of the union, with Festus Osifo re-elected as national president to run for another 4 years.
On a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, we go out there to negotiate collective bargaining agreement. And such CBAs contain better welfare. Such CBA signing renewal, they contain better career growth. They contain better remuneration. We are going to deepen that. We are going to push that much more to the grassroots.
The conference has a theme, the future of work, ensuring fair labor practices and economic justice in a digital era. In Abuja, Joseph Utsen, NTA News.
Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, has reminded religious adherents to promote virtues that will bring about lasting peace and stability in Nigeria. This was during the inauguration of Katampe Extension Jummah Mosque in Abuja. Tokpe Alabi reports that the Sultan of Sokoto and President General Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs was represented at the event.
Katampe is one of the fastest developing areas sitting in the heart of Nigeria's capital, Abuja, with a growing population of Muslims, which informed the building of a mosque to serve as a congregational worship center for Fridays as well as daily prayers. Representative of Sultan and the chief imam of the newly built mosque encouraged Muslims to invest more in the service of Allah and humanity and prayed for leaders at all levels for peace and stability of the country.
Sakon Sarki Musulmi to all the people of this particular community is that they must utilize this facility to the best of their ability.
And therefore, we expect the community to regard this mosque as a house of Allah, which it is.
Amongst worshippers who observed the inaugural Jummah prayer were 7 ministers and other top personalities and scholars, including Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris.
That this should be a rallying point for all Muslims. All of us come together, and this message is consistent with the continuous message that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President and Commander-in-Chief, has always been giving. Let us come together, let us unify amongst ourselves, let us respect other religions, let us respect other people's rights and privileges.
Well, we come to show solidarity with the community that mobilize and all the great individuals, right from our father, Alhaji Aminu Alasan Antata.
Mosques are more than just places of worship. They serve as vibrant hubs for community development, while their multifaceted roles make them essential to fostering growth and unity. In Abuja, Tokpe Alabi, NTA News.
That concludes the news at 11 on NTA News 24. Thanks for being a part of it. I am Comfort Fashim.